Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to your very own BYJU'S 6th, 7th and 8th grade channel. I'm your biology teacher Aishwarya.
And I'm Kriti, your chemistry expert, and today we are going to have complete biology and chemistry revision.
Yes, so as a part of rapid revision, the last lap you had your mathematics and you had your physics revision yesterday. And to finish that off, we have rapid revision with chemistry and biology. And as you can see, all the way from Delhi, we have Kriti ma'am, and all the way from Bangalore, you have me. And I know all over India, we have all of you. So I hope that you guys are excited. So Kriti ma'am, how excited are we today?
Super duper excited. I think biology jeete ya chemistry jeete, it's going to be science who's going to win today. So as a whole, we are very very excited and we want all of you to give your 100% हर एक question में irrespective of the subject. So मतलब rapidly answer करना है, accurately answer करना है और मतलब ऐसा लगना चाहिए कि हाँ आज बच्चे अच्छे से पढ़ के आए हैं.
Yes, and Kritima, many of them in the chat some of them are done with their exams and they're saying they've done really well in their biology and chemistry bits. We are super proud, yes? And for those of you who are asking, is this recorded? It is not. It is from we're all the way live from both ends.
So we are just giving high five, दूर से.
Yes, दूर से.
And everyone, please confirm once if you can hear us, see us, if everything is working fine for you or not, if you can see the screen properly or not. Quickly confirm kar do so that we get started.
Yes. So Anshika is telling ma'am everything is good to go. Janvi, Harry, yes, Bhuvi, awesome. Okay, everybody is saying we are good to go. So Kriti ma'am, I think we can get started, right? And for many of all of them know what is Menti, but still some of them keep asking us what is Menti, how to join Menti. So as you tell them, I'll quickly write it on the screen as well.
So everyone, all you have to do is go to www.menti.com. The moment you enter this, they will ask you for a code and you can see that the code is right there, 81210869. The moment you write this code, you will be a part of this Menti quiz. You all are super duper excited for Menti always, so I'm sure you know how to join Menti. And it's not my birthday. Everybody's... Don't spam the chat with happy birthday. It's not my birthday today, okay?
February has become Kriti ma'am's birthday month only. Every day is her birthday now.
So we'll celebrate the birthday if you get really good marks in this Menti. ठीक है, तो ऐसा करेंगे. If you people are able to score really well. So I think we have 30 questions, 15 biology, 15 chemistry questions. You get 30 on 30, then I'll take it as a happy birthday wish.
Yes. Okay. So many of them are saying, ma'am, start fast. Okay, stop spamming happy birthday, Kriti ma'am. But go ahead, and if you want to wish Kriti ma'am, all of you hit the like button on this video, right? Hit the like button and jaldi say let's have at least 200 likes to get started with. Yes? So ma'am, I think that's a fair enough target, right? These guys meet our targets all the time.
Absolutely. And the ones who are asking किस grade के लिए बेटा grade 8 का Menti है, but if you're in 6th, 7th, 9th and if you think you have that kind of time right now, please join. Information तो जितनी मिले इतनी अच्छा है.
Yes. So of course everybody, this Menti onwards slightly is going to be, I would say that now that ma'am, they're all very good at it. This time around we decided that hey, from today's Menti onwards we should have like a small surprise, right? I mean, Menti at the end of the day is a game where you want to see who made it to the top 10s, and we always tell them, of course it's not about the marks also, but we encourage that healthy competition, right?
Yes, absolutely. And we're always coming up with a lot of surprises for all of you. So don't be surprised to see another surprise.
Yeah. So students, as you can see on your screen, we're asking you to fill some details, and please be comfortable enough to fill this because this is for those of you who make it to the top 10. Because we wanted to give you some kind of a surprise, right? Which is why for those of you who have made it to the top 10 in the final leaderboard, you guys stand a chance to get something from us. Now, what is this something? I will reveal in some time, and Kriti ma'am and I will both reveal it. But in the meanwhile, jaldi say fill this up, right, so that you don't miss out on the chance. All of you new, Sanjit vlogger and all of you new people, just quickly jaldi say fill it up, and then we'll get started. So 2 more minutes, ma'am. I think we can give them 2 more minutes to fill it up.
Absolutely, and fill all your right details. Ulte naam nahi bharne. Fill the right details so that when you're there on the leaderboard, it seems nice. Hey, by the way, Ishwarya ma'am, there was one student yesterday who wrote Ishwarya ma'am is my favorite. It was his or her Menti name.
How sweet. Yes. Okay. So students, jaldi, and also I hope in the meanwhile you're hitting that like button, right? I hope we are seeing. Many of you need to come. We see that, spread the word, share it with all of your friends. 6th graders who have just joined us. Now officially for grade 6, it is actually over. Now only 2 more 7th grade sessions are pending. So it's okay if you have not joined that session, you can join this one. Yes. Okay. So, ma'am, 1 more minute and I think we can tell them what the surprise is, right?
Yeah, I'm sure you people are super excited. Yes, do let us know in the chat. What do you guess it is? I mean, their guesswork is really nice. Let's see if they can reach the correct answer before the Menti starts. What do you think this surprise is all about?
Everybody's saying,
yeah. Grade 7 ka bhi hoga.
Free quizzes. Okay. Community post. Free classes. Oh, ma'am, they have all very interesting answers.
Yeah.
Scholarship. So, ma'am, what do you think? We shall reveal it now?
I think it's time now. Let's do it. They are on the right track. Let's tell them what this is actually all about.
Yes. So many of you are saying community post. Yes, community post is a given, right? That to pakka we will put your names on the community post towards the end of this week, of course. But at the same time, top 10 winners of today stand a chance to win some exciting coupons from us so that all of you can avail this self-study pack. Now see, you are at a time where exams are getting over and you're going to go to your next grade, right? And especially since you're in 8th standard, but 9th standard gets very scary, right? Especially when they switch from 8 to 9, suddenly so many new things you learn, and most of the time the concept seems very heavy and bulky, which is why during the summer time when you can explore a lot of topics. Sometimes it's always good to get ahead, right? And maybe study 1-2 chapters and keep. That's what toppers do, right, ma'am?
Absolutely. Early start is always a better start, and what better than this? So this is the surprise we have for all of you, and as ma'am said, 8th to 9th is, it's a kind of a jump. और उस jump में आप fear ना feel करो, confident feel करो. That's why for the top 10 winners we have this exciting prize.
Yes. So it will be a coupon code, and see, we'll exclusively send that coupon code to the top 10 winners, which is why we asked you to fill in your details so that we can reach out to you and we can mail to you. And you remember, if you have registered for our Power Prep week, you know how it works, right? We make it a point that we are helping you out in the best way possible, which is why all of you, this is there for the top 10 winners, and this is what we are going to be, using your details for. Yes? Okay, so it will be your discount coupon that will be coming your way. Okay. So, ma'am, I think with this and on this note, we can get started, yes?
I think they have all the more reason to be there on the leaderboard now. So, I think Josh to बढ़ चुका होगा अब chat में. So, everyone, now you have to take each and every question very seriously. And we can see some 200 kids are here. Ma'am, have you crossed 200 likes?
No, ma'am, we are still at 133 likes somewhere. Student,
quickly, we'll give you 5 seconds.
Yes. So, ma'am, I think you can do a countdown.
Chalo, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I hope all of you have hit the like button. If not, fatafat se we can see 200 plus players are ready. You people are ready to start with the Menti quiz. Jaldi se like kar denge.
Yes. Ma'am, I think we're at 150, so we can get started, right?
Yes.
ठीक है, so let's get started everybody with the first question on your Menti screen, and the first question is from biology. So it'll be biology and then chemistry, okay? So the first question is, when an animal is cut into pieces, each piece grows into a new organism. Forget complex, just say new organism. What is this process? Is it budding, fragmentation, spore formation, or binary fission? Yes? Okay. This is an easy peasy question, all of you know the answer. Anshika, if you're already a premium user, then you may not be able to access it, but for other products, you might be able to use it, right? Okay, very good students, very, very good. But I can see, what is this upar niche curve? What is this wave that you have created with the Menti ka, this one? Students, we're talking about when an animal or an organism, right? Now it says animal, and you must tell me, ma'am, animal में ये नहीं होता है. It does happen, right? Especially in an animal like planaria. So what happens when you cut the animal, or when the animal's body gets cut into pieces, right? We see that each piece has the ability to grow into a new organism, which is why in this case it's called as fragmentation. Now in some cases, like especially in planaria or in hydra, in some extreme cases, it is also called as regeneration, right? Because it can happen because of some extreme unfavorable conditions. Their entire body might get cut, or a part of their body might get cut. Now you know that apart from animal, even in the case of Spirogyra, algae, you see that fragmentation is present. So your key is the term pieces. Yes? Okay, first question may only it is, yeah, I know, everybody is saying moe moe in the chat. It shouldn't be that way, students. Reproduction is very important. And Kriti ma'am, I can see that the chat is misleading everybody here. They have all decided to mislead each other.
We have all the 4 options in the chat, A, B, C, D. Everything is there.
Yes. Okay, so well done all of you. Keep this in mind. Read the question. This is from reproduction in animals. So very quickly, let us move on to the next question. And over to you, Kriti ma'am, for question number 2. Shall we have it on the screen?
Chalo, let's load the question. Let's see what the question says. Which of the following is not a constituent of petroleum? Please read the question carefully. Not a constituent, it says. Okay. Paraffin wax, petrol, lubricating oil or coke. इनमें से petroleum का constituent कौन सा नहीं है? So we get various fractions from petroleum. For this one, I don't think so. You really need to mislead the chat. You should know this by now. This one though is like, I'm guessing 150 plus students will get this right. Ideally.
Oh, 173 ma'am.
Very good, very good. So it's a good start everyone. See, we have paraffin wax that we get from petroleum, जो हम use करते हैं candles, ointments बनाने के लिए. Then we've got petrol जो fuel की तरह use हो रहा है, or maybe as a solvent. That also we get from petroleum. You've got lubricating oil that is used for lubrication, to reduce friction, to make surfaces smooth. That is also something that we are getting from petroleum. But the last option, that is coke, that we get from coal and not from petroleum. So most of you could figure out. Rest of you have told you first 3 are the ones that we're getting from petroleum along with their uses. So remember the uses as well, okay? Good start. Chalo.
Okay. So very quickly, students, we'll pick up the pace. Yes, we're smiling. Who's telling that we're not smiling? Kriti ma'am and our smiles are reaching ear to ear at this point. Okay, we'll move on to the next question, everybody. Okay. So next up, our question is an assertion reason 1. Endocrine glands are called as ductless glands. Reason being that they don't release hormones directly into the bloodstream. Now in the meanwhile, 2 questions I'd like to answer, right? One is, our Menti is not slow, your Menti might be slow, so exit Menti, come back, refresh it once again. If your screen is not clear, go to settings, usme go to quality, advanced settings, and then change it. Yes? Oh God, I see. Guys, chat is misleading. Ma'am, they're all giving wrong answers to each other. I don't know whether to be
Yeah.
worried that they're misleading or whether they really got it wrong.
Everybody wants to be there on the leaderboard now, I think.
Yeah.
Bunny, beta, that bromine water will come in grade 10, but I'll just quickly tell you the color. The reddish brown color basically disappears. Okay, so we'll cover that in grade 10.
Oh, guys, 97 of you have got this wrong. Only 84 of you got this correctly. What happened? Okay. So looks like all of you have been thinking, ma'am, bio was very easy. You'll ask me direct questions, and then now we have forgotten to read keywords. Yes? What are endocrine glands? Endocrine glands are called as ductless glands, right? So if they are ductless glands, we know that what are glands? They're nothing but a group of cells that secrete certain substances, right? Now what do endocrine glands produce? Very quickly. Yes? Very quickly, can you tell me what do endocrine glands produce in the chat? Yes? In the chat, stop spamming other things. Yes? Harry, now you know they're misleading. You give the answer without reading the chat. Yes, very good. They produce substances called as hormones, and we know that various hormones are produced in our body that carry out various changes during adolescence. Yes? Now, if they are called as ductless glands, that means there is no tube which is taking it from the gland to, let's say, the target site. So in that case, is it right for me to say they don't release it directly into the bloodstream? No, reason is wrong. They do release it into the, they do release it directly into the bloodstream. Which is why assertion statement here is true, while reason here is false. So are we clear for those of you who thought that both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation? You have not read this keyword which says don't, which is why students, all of you, pay attention to the chat. Pay attention to the question. Yes? Okay. Yes, all clear. So ma'am, I think over to you to the next question.
Question number 4, everyone. Let's see what the question says. Which of the following is not a characteristic of coke? Let's see what the options are. It is used in the manufacture of steel. It is used in the extraction of metals. It is a black solid. It is a black liquid. So you've got 4 options. Be very, very careful with this one. Remember all the properties of coke, and I'm sure then you will be able to land on the correct answer. And everyone who's saying why are we not smiling, we'll smile when you will hit a century for each and every question. So 100 plus students should get, at least 100 plus students should get the answer right, and you'll see us smiling and laughing then.
Ashura ma'am is internally crying after the previous question.
Okay, we do see waves here and there,
Yeah.
but I think 100 plus, 100, they've really taken the threshold to be 100,
Yeah.
I think. Okay. 113 students have got the answer right, that it's a black liquid. This is not a characteristic of coke. First of all, it's a solid. Okay, it's a black solid. Which is a black liquid that we get from coal? It is not coke, it is actually coal tar. So coal tar is that black liquid that we get with, that unpleasant smell. So remember all the properties, and I think most of you remember. First option was manufacture of steel. Yes बेटा, coke use होता है steel के manufacture में. Iron और carbon हम use करते हैं. Carbon in the form of coke ही होता है वो. Extraction of metals बिल्कुल use होता है. Let's say I have zinc oxide and I reacted with coke. I'll get zinc and I'll get carbon monoxide. So that zinc that you're getting, it's basically extraction of metal. Okay, so you can see coke is being used in the extraction of metals as well. Solid, I told you, it's a solid. So I hope the ones who've marked ABC, it's crystal clear now. Leaderboard will come towards the end, don't worry.
Okay. Okay, so everyone, with this, we're going to get started. Sanjit, when people, I won't say boys in general, but between males and females, they attain puberty at different times. It differs from person to person. There's no set age. Normally between 10 to sometimes 13, 14 years also. Okay? So question number 5, everybody. So the last set of questions before after the next chemistry question, we'll have the leaderboard. Why do people visit national parks in well-protected vehicles? Use logic and common sense for this. Animals move freely inside a national park. There are well-built roads inside the national park to enjoy a ride in a different vehicle than what they have at home, or because tourists are very lazy to walk around. See, this is logic. You don't need to think too much. Now, if I get the wrong answer, these are all those ultra pro legends, like what Ankita ma'am tells, no? Ultra pro legend, legend, ultra pro legend max. Oh, thank God. Very good. So happy to see this after the first two questions.
My God, we've got 2 centuries at one go now.
Yeah. Very.
Ankita ma'am का नाम लेना पड़ेगा हर question में अब. That is going to work for us.
Yes. Ha, Sanjay, there's no specific age, there's no certain age, it differs, right? Okay, so we know that mainly national parks are well protected areas where animals and plant species are protected in their natural habitat, right? Which is why we'll not find heavy construction in such cases. And of course, we know that certain kind of tourism which does not have any invasive functions are allowed. That's why if you see safaris and everything are allowed within national parks. And of course, people need to travel in well protected areas because animals move freely here. So in this case, everybody, well done. You don't need much of my explanation. And very quickly, I think we'll go on to the next chemistry question. We'll keep up the pace. Yes? Okay, so the next chemistry question, students, and over to you, Kriti ma'am.
Alright, let's see what the question says. Okay, we've got 2 statements. Statement 1 says fossil fuels are renewable sources of energy. Statement 2 says renewable sources are naturally replenished over time. You have to figure out which statement is correct. Is it the first one, the second one, both, or none? So very easy, very direct, but I mean, silly mistake to ho sakta hai. So just read the statements carefully and there is, I think, then there would be no confusion. And Bunny, beta, yes, you can mention orange also. Alright, I think some of them are saying mix of answers in the chat. Don't trust the chat. And acha, before time is over, remember Ankita ma'am's remarks. This might work. Okay, this worked halfway for me. Okay, 100 plus at least got the answer. They're like, ma'am ने 100 का है, हम 100 ही करेंगे.
110.
Okay, so yes, only statement 2 is correct. Statement 1 says fossil fuels are renewable sources. Renewable थोड़ी है. They take millions of years to form. They can't be recharged so easily. ऐसे इतनी जल्दी restore नहीं हो सकते. So statement 1 is absolutely wrong. That's why we used to, that is why we have to be very careful while using fossil fuels because they can get extinguished very easily. Renewable sources are naturally replenished. Yes, this statement is true in itself. They are not depleted very easily. Like you talk about sunlight, solar energy, tidal energy. Now these are not something that will get over suddenly. They'll get depleted suddenly. So yeah, renewable sources, they are naturally replenished. कोई sunlight को recharge नहीं कर रहा है, वो naturally होता ही जा रहा है. So statement 2 is absolutely right, which 110 students could figure out. But I hope now you've understood where you made a mistake. What is your name? Beta, my name is Kriti and we have Ishwarya ma'am with us.
Yes. And I think, Kriti ma'am, normally when you talk about renewable and non-renewable, there's also exhaustible, inexhaustible, which gets like, I think they tend to get confused there, right? Because when you say it's renewable, it is inexhaustible. I mean, sorry, if it is renewable, it is, correct, renewable and inexhaustible.
Inexhaustible. So inexhaustible would mean that it's not going to get exhausted easily, unlimited quantity में present है. So renewable is inexhaustible. When we say something is renewable, मतलब आप उससे बार-बार renew कर सकते हो, then you would know कि उसकी जो quantity है वो deplete नहीं करेगी easily.
Yes. So I think with this, ma'am, we'll go on to the first leaderboard for today and let's see what the leaderboard has to say. Oh, I think we have it later. Sorry, guys. I thought there was a leaderboard now. So we'll move on to question number 7.
Now we'll have to ask the kids, why are you not smiling? Because I'm sure they're like, leaderboard aayega, we'll smile, and then now they're not.
Yes, sorry. Leaderboard will come later. I misjudged that. So question number 7, everyone, on your screens now. Okay. So the question is, again, creation of wildlife reserves and endorsement of laws are conservation measures that promote increased dash. Exploitation of species, use of biological control, preservation of species, or use of biological fertilizers. Guys, this is common sense question. They've used fancy words in the question statement, okay? But use it. See, this is where, sometimes, what do you say? Forcefully, we try to make a simple question fancy just to scare you.
200 plus, ma'am. That's my guess.
Oh, ma'am, close enough. 170.
Very close.
But very good, students. Now the question is, or the statement says that creation of wildlife reserves, or basically your wildlife sanctuary, national park. Why are we doing it? In order to conserve the organisms, right? Now why are we conserving organisms, whether it be plants or animals? Because you want to exploit them, you want to cut down trees, hunt down animals. No, right? Who has voted for A? Exploiting the animals? No, A is wrong. These are the ultra legend pro max people. Using biological control. Biological control and using fertilizers is more agriculture, right? Again, does not come under conservation strategies, because there again, why do we do agriculture? For our benefit, right? So that's not the case why you conserve it, which is why in this case correct answer is option C. Okay, awesome. So I think, ma'am, with this we can move on to our next question.
Moving on to the chemistry question. Come on, yeah, let's cross 150 for once now.
Yes.
Okay, which of the following is a comparatively cleaner fuel? You better get this one right. Is it petrol, diesel, CNG, coal? Now this is something that you've studied, but this is something which you must have realized in real life also. So come on everyone, theoretically apply करना है या actually reality based आपको day to day life में जो आपने देखा है, whichever way, use logic or use theory, give me the correct answer for this one. Comparatively cleaner fuel.
I think, ma'am, 200 plus will get this correctly.
200 plus?
Yes.
They're like, then ma'am will dance in the mind. I mean, not really, but in mind I'll be dancing. Alright, let's see. Chemistry is... Achha, some of them are saying chemistry is easy. Ma'am is holding a gun. Gun point. Gun point here. Oh, we finally crossed.
Yeah, double century, ma'am.
We've crossed 200. Very good, very good. See, comparatively, it's not that it won't release any harmful substance. It might release, but in lesser quantity. Petrol, diesel, coal, in all these three cases, you'll notice that unburned carbon particles are there. Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, all these are being produced. But CNG burns completely, so way less smoke is produced in this case. That's why we are saying that it's a cleaner fuel, and that's why we are moving more towards using CNG. So well done, all of you, and happily we can move on to the bio question now.
Yes, my prediction is it was good, 200 plus. Let's hope you maintain that, okay? See, we want 200 plus not for some 1-2 questions. We want it for every question, so that we know that you studied well and we want you to do well in the exam. So it's not just for one. From now on, you should have 200 plus for every question. Not putting pressure, but still. Moving on to our next question. What is the advantage of sexual reproduction over asexual? Now, this is a little bit of an indirect question. There is no advantage. Asexual reproduction is far more advantageous, okay? There are more variations. That means that there are slight differences that sometimes could give the organism a certain benefit to survive. Less number of offsprings are produced in sexual reproduction, or competition for food is less. This is a little bit of an indirect question, because I have not told this. I mean, if you've been regular to my class, you'll know the answer. Oh, okay, not bad. I expected some not so great results, so you have exceeded my expectations.
They remember the threshold of 100.
Yeah.
So, that is there.
Yes. So we're talking about advantage of sexual over asexual. Now in asexual, if you see, there is only one parent which is involved, right? Now this one parent will constantly make copies of itself and produce a younger one. Now in such cases, it is not that asexual is advantageous over sexual. So A cannot be the answer. Because rather, if you see, if there is, let's say, some unwanted characteristic, right? Even the unwanted characteristic or an undesirable characteristic will keep going from parent to offspring. Now, does not mean that just because in sexually reproducing organisms lesser offsprings are produced, does not mean that that is an advantage, right? It could mean that even in some cases, like if you take human beings as an example, even though lesser number of offsprings are produced, maybe at this point where you see one family having one child or maximum two. If you look at the larger population, we are only the maximum organisms that are there in this planet, right? So that way, if you see, it is not per se a advantage that you can quote, but rather the presence of this thing called as variation. Now, what is a variation? It is a slight difference that you observe. Now, in this case, what would happen is eventually this concept is something you'll learn in 10th, but these variations will keep accumulating, and that's what causes evolution. And that is something we see mainly in sexually reproducing organisms. So, correct answer is option number B, right? Ma'am, but two dogs can be... See, with dogs and all, variations are little difficult because at times it looks the same, or they may look drastically different, right? Some might have white fur, some will have golden fur, and then the offspring could either have entirely golden or, a white fur. So that way it becomes little difficult to understand variation. But understand that it's not just external. Difference is not just external. It is at a genetic level also. So don't worry, you learn this in great detail in 10th standard. But the correct answer is option B. Yes? Okay, so we'll move on. Kriti ma'am, I'd like to take one question. Difference between direct and indirect development, Taranum, sorry. Direct is when you see in human beings. When a baby is born, the baby will develop directly into an adult, right? Through different phases. But in frogs, it is indirect, where you have some larval stage and then it will get converted. So that is the difference between direct and indirect. Okay. So, ma'am, I'll hand it over to you and question number 10.
Alright, let's see what the question says. You have to match the given substances with their uses. So, you've got coal gas, coal tar, coke as the substances and their uses. Naphthalene balls, metal extraction, power plants. So, match them correctly. And वो compounds मतलब substance ले लो. ठीक है, mostly you will notice कि mixtures भी हैं इसमें, so don't take it to be a compound.
Ma'am, I think you've given the answer for 2 already, like, if you think about it. For like, I mean, I don't want to take it, but yeah. See, if you've been paying attention to Kriti ma'am's explanations, you will get the answer. Because I have, and that's how I'm able to match it.
Alright. Minimum 100, maximum no limit. Okay. We've gone with minimum. 100 plus students getting it right. Ma'am, can we go to the next slide so that they can see the question once again?
Yes.
Okay, everyone. So, coal gas, basically what is coal gas? It is going to be a mixture of all the flammable combustible gases. It will have hydrogen, methane, सब कुछ होगा उसमें, कार्बन मोनोऑक्साइड भी होगा. अब ये सारी flammable gases हैं. So, of course, बहुत अच्छा आपको यहाँ पे heat energy यहाँ से मिल रहा है. So, you are using it in power plants as fuel. So, A is being matched with 3. That was very, very simple. Coal tar, we know that it's a mixture of 200 substances, right? And it's being used to form a lot of different chemicals, including naphthalene balls. You know, जो मौत को हम insects को कहीं ना कहीं we try कि वो ना आए. It repel moth, it repel, insects. Those naphthalene balls are also made using coal tar. Next, coal we just discussed metal extraction में use होता है. So C with 2. So there you go. Finally got one right. Nivedita Singh, first question. That is finally right. Okay, so I think this is the first one but not the last one for you, Nivedita. Everyone else, I hope you've understood where you made a mistake. And chaliye, let's go on.
Okay, so we have question number 11. So I think the leaderboard may come a little later, guys. Really sorry. Our team has also decided that they want to build the suspense for this particular session. So the leaderboard will come soon. So I think with this, let's move on to question number 11, everyone, on our screens now. Okay. Among human being, cow, dog, hen. Hen is the odd one out. What is the reason? It undergoes internal fertilization, it is oviparous, it is viviparous, or there is no fertilization. Now, for many of you, If you've attended our NCRT exemplar wala session, you should get the answer to this because we discussed it in that class. Many of you who are new, go to www.menti.com. Code is 81210869. Oh, well done, ma'am. I have 180 plus who've got this correctly.
Very nice.
Yes. Ulta ho gaya. Okay. So now see, two concepts in reproduction. You have internal fertilization. So one is types of fertilization, which is internal and external. The other concept is of in terms of how we give birth, right? So there are organisms which give birth to their young ones, like human beings, which are the viviparous organisms. Then we have oviparous, where the development of the young one takes place inside the egg. Now, if you look at human being, cow, dog, hen, they all exhibit internal fertilization, all of them including the hen, right? But hens don't give birth to young ones, right? But rather we see that the development of the young one happens inside the egg, which is why the animal is called as the oviparous animal. So correct answer is option B. Okay, so this was simple. And I'm sure that next one will also be a simple chemistry question, ma'am. So, over to you.
Alright, let's see what the question is. Major component of LPG, liquid petroleum gas. What's the major component that's present in LPG? Is it hydrogen? Is it butane? Is it carbon monoxide? Is it methane? Charo mein se, it's a direct question. Either you know it or you don't. I mean, there is no logic behind this. So, if you know the answer, you will mark the answer correctly within 10 seconds. Chat is very misleading. Chat is very misleading. No. Don't look at the chat.
Today they're highly competitive, ma'am. They're like, today we will go all out.
Yeah. So everybody's trying their best to be there on the leaderboard, which is good. But the result is not. Okay. What is this? We've got, I mean, I thought first 83 बच्चों ने सही थी, but then I realized it's the wrong one that is showing the maximum number of students. Remember this thing, when we talk about CNG, compressed natural gas, majorly उसमें methane होता है. When we talk about LPG, liquid petroleum gas, उसमें majorly butane होता है. Of course propane भी थोड़ा है, but majorly butane है. So CNG में methane, LPG में butane. This is what is present in majority. Other things are also there. This is what is present in majority. So if you do not know about this, make a note of this so that you don't do this mistake. Okay. This is not out of syllabus. This is slightly, I won't say out of syllabus, beta thoda sa extra pata hona chahiye. We are using LPG on a daily basis, no? So we should be knowing what's present in it. Alright, chali, koi baat nahi. Some of them are getting very agitated ki galat ho gaya. Koi baat nahi. We've got many more questions.
Don't get, I mean, I know that, all of you would want to know and get the answer correctly. But see, when it goes wrong, try to understand where you're going wrong, right? So that's always the learning that I think we always say together, that you have to sort of understand where you're going wrong and try to learn from that. So it's okay.
So I think if they get the answer right, then confidence बढ़ता है. If you get the answer wrong, then learning बढ़ती है. So in any case, आप profit में ही हो. So carry on with your learning part.
Okay, so with this everybody, question number 13 on our screens now. So let's have a look. Choose the modes which are not responsible for the spread of communicable disease. So we have 4 options given to us, from which you have to tell me choose the modes which are not responsible. Sorry, I will change this to which is responsible. Choose the modes which are responsible for the spread of communicable. Not, it is which is. It is not, there's no not, it is which are responsible for the spread. Okay, I can see many of you were like, ma'am, answer dull. Sorry about this one, yeah. See, choose the modes which are responsible for communicable diseases, right? Which are not responsible. Is cholera spread by taking insect bite? I'll tell you why I changed the question. Is cholera spread by taking insect bite? No. Is it spread by insect bite? No, right? They are modes which are not responsible. So it is not spread through insect bite. So here we're talking about mode which are not responsible. Correct. So what are communicable diseases? Communicable diseases are those which are spread from one individual to the other, and you have to tell me which is the correct one. Now in all the three cases, how is common cold spread by eating ice cream and cold drinks? It escalates, right? Common cold is eating ice cream or eating cold items escalates your cold, but it is not caused or spread by eating ice cream, but rather it is spread through air droplets, right? And we know that rhinovirus causes it, and it is spread through air droplets. So if anybody around you is cold, you end up getting it, and eating cold items escalates the event. Similarly, is cholera spread through by insect bite? No, cholera is not spread through that. It is spread through contaminated water. Then what about AIDS? AIDS, of course, we know is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome caused by HIV. Now here comes a lot of misunderstanding that by sharing clothes or sharing the bed, it spreads that way. Absolutely not. It spread through bodily fluids, which is why the correct answer is none of the above. Now, if it says not responsible, then it could be any of the other, right? Because none of them are not responsible. That's why I changed the question. Question में there was a slight, this not should have been deleted, but despite deleting it, it has come back because Menti has this problem where whenever we make corrections, sometimes it does not accept the corrections. Which is why in this case, the correct answer is option D. What can I do? It's not that I changed this question. That's why when I saw the question, it didn't make sense to me. Because I had already changed and removed the not in Menti. But ma'am, sometimes we experience this in Menti, where despite making the corrections.
So a lot of Menti glitches are happening.
Yeah. Sorry guys, don't say that I have betrayed you. Okay, ma'am ne rula diya. No. Tell that it is Menti. Menti has become Senti. So it's not on me. Okay. So with this everyone, let's move on to question number 14 on your screens.
Let's quickly move on to question number 14. Okay, the question says the amount of impurities in Coke is very low. What do you think? Sach likha hai, jhoot likha hai? Is this statement true? Is this statement false? What do you think? When we talk about, we've been talking about Coke a lot. है ना? बहुत सारे questions है Coke पे. So by now you should know the answer. Amount of impurities कम होती है, ज़्यादा होती हैं? The statement says कम होती है. Do you agree with the statement? Or do you think मैम ने झूठ लिखा है यहाँ पे? Let's see. Oh, a lot of you thought झूठ लिखा है, but सच था. Okay, so the correct answer is true. Coke actually, it's almost like the pure form of carbon. हम बोलते नहीं 98% carbon है उसमें. Purest form है. तो impurity मतलब कोई भी contamination उसमें क्या हो जाएगी? कम हो जाएगी. Contamination कुछ भी हो सकती है. There might be some amount of sulfur or some mineral oxide could be there, but in very minute amount that is present. Mostly it is carbon only. Okay, so the statement is absolutely true that impurities or contaminants in Coke is very less. It is majorly carbon only. 98% carbon. Remember? Yes. Chat was misleading. Then you're not supposed to read the chat. कोई बात नहीं. And the ones who've joined late, that's okay, bacha. Fatafat se join Menti and use the code 81210869 and be a part of this quiz. Leaderboard will come towards the end. Don't worry, everyone. Let's move on to the next biology question.
Okay, so let's have a look, everybody. Question number 15. Okay, so question number 15, everybody, on our screens now. It's an assertion reason question, and this is a tricky one, okay? Let me give you the heads up now only. Loosening of soil allows roots to breathe easily. Loosening of soil helps in the growth of organisms that add humus to the soil or organic matter to the soil. So what is the answer to this? Okay.
130 is my guess.
I hope, ma'am,
Could
it's
be more
130.
also. Could be more also for this one.
No, but this is a very... it's neither here nor there. It's that kind of a question. So it's a little tricky and it's easy to get... Oh, ma'am. It's 74.
I'm not making any guesses now. Only Aishwarya ma'am's guesswork is good.
Yeah. Kids. See, I'll tell you something. I'm on your side, okay? I'm on your side, which means that at times I tell things where I try to lead you to the answer. Do you realize that? That sometimes when I give you these cues, which mean when I said that it is not, it's slightly tricky, you need to think about it, which means that if you think that this is the most obvious answer, it is not the most obvious answer. Yes, I am the biggest leakosaurus in the world. I literally leak the answers. Now in this case, now let's have a look at this. Loosening of soil allows the roots to breathe easily. Okay, both statements are true. We have established that. 24 of you and 10 of you who thought that both statements are, one of them is wrong, you are ultra pro legend max, because this right here is from crop production, right? So in this particular case, if you see, loosening of soil allows roots to breathe. Okay, how? The reason should explain how, right? Or why is, or it should explain why is it important for the roots to breathe or something of that sort. Here we're talking about growth of some microorganisms that adds humus to the soil. So in this case, is it explaining the reason as to why it is allowing the roots to breathe? Yes or no, you tell me. See, how do we solve assertion reason? I always tell you it's in 2 steps. Step number 1, identify if both statements are true. Step number 2 is after assertion statement, ask yourself why or what. And if it answers the question, that means that it is the reason. So is it answering why is it allowing the roots to breathe easily? No, it is not. Which is why in this case the correct answer is option B, that both A and R are true and R is the correct explanation. Yes? Okay. Now of course in this particular case everybody, the humus is nothing but the organic matter that is there. Yes? Okay. Now we will move on everyone to question number 16. So Kriti ma'am, all over to you.
Chaliye, let's load the question and answer fast. Okay. And correctly also. Okay. Question says, which of the following gases can be used to control fires? Hydrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen, methane. So one option is such where we can use it to control fire. So come on, graded students. Which is that gas that we can use? For a change, I can see some correct answers also in the chat, but again, don't go by that. Use your own knowledge, use your own logic. And the ones who've joined late, that's okay. You can be a part of the quiz, but make sure that you cover the rest of the questions after the class, okay? So each and every question is important. Arey very good. Double century after a long time. So we've seen a lot of 70s, 80s, 90s, 100 and finally 205. Good, well done.
Let's go, Kriti ma'am.
Chaliye, so carbon dioxide is definitely going to help us to control fire. Hydrogen and methane, they are very flammable, वो खुद burn कर जाएंगे. Oxygen supports burning. So all the 3 options are ruled out. Even if you use ruling out of options, you will still arrive at the correct answer, that is carbon dioxide. You know, it's heavier than air. So it just surrounds the fire like a blanket and cuts the supply of oxygen. That's how it's able to control fire. So very well done. And let's load the next biology question.
But before that, ma'am, we have our first leaderboard for today.
Yay! Now this was a surprise.
See, we also get surprised during the session. See, we come with surprises, but we also end up getting surprised. So, ma'am, would you want to take the leaderboard?
So, we've got Ryan, Aditya, Mustaq Ali, Ritvik, Raj, Purvi, Bacha, don't forget me. You write this, we will never forget you. Aditya, Raj, Aarti, Samatrita and Rohan. Very nice. Very nice, all of you. And rest of you, abhi ek aur leaderboard baki hai, so you've got good set of 14 questions. 14 questions coming your way, 7 biology and 7 chemistry questions. Let's make sure that we are giving 100%.
Yes, and we'll see. The main thing is, I know many of you are like, Mom, we just got 50, 25 or 29 or 30. I know that there's an added advantage of coming today on the top 10, but I think, Mom, most importantly, it's about how much they've got out of 16, right? Like how many they've got correct out of 16, because exam may end with it's about how many correct answers you got.
Absolutely, and I hope you've got at least above 10. So if it's above 10, you can still, continue working on your mistakes and reach 16 out of 16, and at the end of the session, 30 on 30.
Yes. So with this, everybody, by the end of the class, in the comments, you let us know how much you get out of 30, okay? So very quickly, everyone, we'll pick up the pace and we'll move on to question number 17 on your screens now. Yes? Okay. If you were a farmer, which of the following methods will you use to separate good quality and viable grains from a heap of grains, let's say after harvest, for maybe to grow the next set of plants? You will check the weight of the grain. You will check grains under sunlight for pores. You will immerse the grain in water or sowing seeds and waiting so that you will wait for them to germinate. So imagine you want to get good quality, viable grains so that you can use it later. Oh, very good. 170 of you have got this correctly. Now we twisted it a little to tell you that after harvest. Normally this is something we do just before sowing seeds, right? You want to get good quality seeds so that you sow them rather than just sowing random seeds and waiting to see whether they germinate or no. But here what are you doing? You're selecting the good quality seeds. How do you select? You put them in water. So that when you put it in water, the damaged ones will float because they are light and sometimes hollow inside, and the ones that remain at the bottom are your good quality seeds. Yes? Okay. So this was a simple one, all of you. Very, very simple, easy. Yes? Okay. Now with this, of course, everyone will move on to the next chemistry question.
Chalo, let's see what the question says. Which of the following is not correct about carbon dioxide acting as a fire extinguisher? So your options are, it does not support combustion, it can be used for electrical fires, it is heavier than air, it is lighter than air. Which statement is not correct? They've already told you that we can use a carbon dioxide base extinguisher. Now, based on that, which statement seems a little off? Which option basically seems a little off here? Just mark that option and let's maintain that 200 plus wala threshold now. Okay, this is not a very difficult one. If you're reading the options right and if you read that not word in the question, you will get the answer right for sure. Chalo, let's see. Time is up. 129 of you could figure out that the correct answer is option D. See, they are saying which of the statement is not correct. Let's see what the first statement says. Carbon dioxide does not support combustion. That's what we discussed in the last question. It does not support combustion. The statement is absolutely right. Statement 2 says it can be used for electrical fires. Yes. See, you cannot use water for electrical fires. You can use sand, you can use carbon dioxide base extinguishers for that. It is heavier than air. I just told you in the last question that it's heavier than air. That's why it tries to sink down and cuts the supply of oxygen. So this statement is also right. It is lighter than air. Now this is wrong. Of course, if we are saying it's heavier than air, it can't be lighter at the same time. So option D is the statement that is not correct about carbon dioxide. So I hope you've got the answer. I hope you've understood the logic behind this. And I hope we are good to move on to the next question.
Yes. So we are ready to move on to the next question. But in the meanwhile, students, I hope that you guys are hitting the like button on this video and you've hit the subscribe button as well. We need to have, now that you've hit 200, Ma'am, how about we push it to 300 likes? Maybe I think Aram se we'll be able to get 300.
Minimum, I think minimum 300 hona chahiye. Come on everyone.
So jaldi say like this video, and Sanjit, I will give you a explanation for hormones but towards the end of the class. Yes? Okay. So everyone, let's move on to our next question. Question number 19 on our screen. So let's have a look. Okay. So this is a biology question. Arrange the following agricultural practices in the order in which they are followed. So let's have a look. We have harvesting, sowing, storage, and irrigation and preparation of soil. You have 4 options which are sadly squashed at the bottom, but it will be there on Menti.
Today you'll have for grade 7 also, don't worry. Ishwarya ma'am, grade 7 is happening today itself, right? Right
Yes.
after this.
Yes. So today there'll be physics versus bio, and tomorrow there'll be chemistry versus math. So if you see it this week, you've got all your combination of teachers coming in.
Maha Menti week.
Yes. Very good, students. You guys got it correctly, right? Now, I don't need to explain it, but nonetheless, jaldi say. First is preparation of soil, then what do? You sow your seeds, right? After you sow your seeds, then you will irrigate the soil. After you irrigate, give it water, you give it enough amount of time, after which you will harvest it. After harvesting your seeds, then you will store it. So, correct answer is option number B. Now, those of you who are saying, Kriti ma'am and Ashwarya ma'am and ignoring, our chat is running very fast in front of us, right? So we love all of you equally. That's why today, and because we're both of us, it's very difficult to take names also. So we want to keep the session as crisp and concise. So we love all of you. No, ma'am?
Absolutely. I second that.
Okay. So, ma'am, over to you.
All right, everyone. The middle region of a candle flame has limited supply of oxygen and partial burning is taking place over there, okay? The temperature in the middle region is going to be what? Is it going to be maximum? Is it going to be minimum? Is it going to be intermediate? Not too low, not too high, somewhere in the middle, or it's going to be very high or it's going to be very low. If you read the question, no, I think the answer is hidden in the question itself. So just read the question 2 times, you will arrive at the correct answer for sure. They're saying that the middle region has limited supply of oxygen and partial burning is happening over there. So I think I'm also being a Lycosaurus right now. If I'll speak for 15 more seconds, I'll leak the answer. So everyone, come on, let's get this one right. Good. See, it's the middle region which is not getting so much of oxygen. That's why partial burning is happening. Partial combustion is taking place. So obviously the temperature over there is not going to be very high, it's not going to be very low. Very high नहीं होगा क्योंकि complete combustion नहीं हो रहा, very low नहीं होगा क्योंकि ऐसा भी नहीं कि कोई combustion नहीं हो रहा, no combustion is taking place. ऐसा scene नहीं है. What the scene is that partial combustion is taking place. So temperature is also going to be intermediate, somewhere between the blue region and the dark zone. Okay, इन दोनों के बीच का जो temperature है roughly around 1200 degree Celsius you can say is going to be that. Okay, चलिए 1200 degree Celsius. So outer one, the ones who are saying outer बेटा outer का आपका 1400 degree Celsius तक हो जाएगा. So this is somewhere in between. All right. So I think last 10 questions, ma'am.
Okay,
So
so now we have
leaderboard.
Yes. See, leaderboards are a surprise for Kriti ma'am and me, so don't mind. But we have Orion on top, followed by Mustaq Ali, Ritvik, Purvi Bacha, Aditya Raj, Raj class 7. There's one more Aditya Raj. Are you the same Aditya Raj playing from 2 devices? Is it you? You let me know. Gungun, Samadrita and Rohan Khan. Okay. Awesome. So many of you have made progress over a period of time. Sanjay, don't worry. We'll finish it way before 8 p.m. Another 15 more minutes, we'll be done. So I will tell you towards the end of the class, right? Okay. Awesome. All of you, awesome. Many of you are sharing your ranks with us. That's amazing. Keep up the Josh. With that, we will move on, right? Because main thing is the last one that you see. Yes? Dixon. Okay, whoever that is, who's telling why you're leaking the answers, it's probably because we want to help students who might be struggling a little. If you know the answer, you mark the answer. That's all. What is there? Okay, question number 20. 2021. Okay, let's see. When a sperm having X chromosome fuses with the egg, the child that will be born will be what? Male, female, male as well as female twin. It depends on the chance of fusion. This you should know. Rusted bloom, after all this, after what? Almost 20 questions you are asking Kriti ma'am, what is combustion?
When something is burning in the presence of oxygen, when you see that there is a substance and it's reacting with oxygen to give you, heat, light, so that is what is combustion. And beta, combustion and flame chapter का नाम है.
Yeah.
चलिए.
So Sanjit, I will tell you, I'm not ignoring you. Oh, don't spam, I'll tell you the answer. See, this is sex determination. It is there in 10th standard also. This concept you have to study because 10th mein pakka 3 marks, 5 marks you will get in your board exam for this. Now we're talking about a sperm having X chromosome and they've only told about a single sperm, right? Which means when a sperm bearing X chromosome fuses with the egg, which already will no matter what will have X chromosome, then what will you get? We see that the zygote will end up having XX. And XX combination is seen in which individual? It is seen in females. But what about males? They have XY chromosome. And if the Y comes from the father only, then will be a baby boy be born, right? So correct answer here is going to be option B. Okay. Now very quickly to take Sanjit's answer on hormones. Hormones are chemical messengers produced in our body that bring about various changes in our body. So during adolescence period what happens? We see that these endocrine glands produce hormones actively, right? So they produce it actively. So that end may what happens, all these different changes like growth spurt, development of reproductive organs, all of that takes place. Yes? Okay. So, Kriti ma'am, over to you to question number 22.
Chaliye everyone, let's quickly mark the correct answer for this one. The question says, sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide can cause what? So, let's see what the options are. Global warming, acid rain, greenhouse effect, none of these. Sulfur dioxide and nitrogen dioxide majorly, primarily किस चीज के लिए responsible है? Directly, not indirectly, directly किस चीज के लिए responsible है? So everyone, you've got a lot of time to mark the correct answer for this one and all you need is just 10 seconds, I'm sure. You've got good amount of time. So I hope you all will mark the correct answer. It's very simple, it's very direct. I'm waiting. वो आता ना लिखा हुआ, everyone has voted.
Yes.
But everybody is taking full time this time.
Oh, ma'am, it's a double century.
Good enough. You take your time. No problem. As long as you mark the correct answer. Very good. Acid rain. See, sulfur dioxide is going to combine with water to give you sulfurous acid or sulfuric acid. Similarly, nitrogen dioxide will combine with water to give you nitric acid. So these gases are basically causing acid rain. So there you go. Global warming, greenhouse effect, basically greenhouse gases are going to cause greenhouse effect. Okay? So they are kind of not mentioned over here. Carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, ये सब mentioned नहीं है. Nitrous oxide is N2O. Nitrogen dioxide is NO2. Okay? So you need to know the difference as well. So very well done. There is nothing much to explain. You people have already got the answer right. So we can happily move on to the next question.
Yes. So we'll pick up the pace, guys. Now we'll do like a rapid fire, 7 more questions. Yes, we will do that. And no spamming. I've realized, Kriti ma'am, they'll ask questions and then they'll put one ignoring, ma'am. Because they know that we read the word ignoring, like it catches our eye. So,
yeah.
Very smart.
So
Next
we'll
time,
ignore the word ignoring now.
Yeah. Or normally what I tell them is, you are ignoring me because you're not giving me the answer. Okay. Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Tanvi. So with that, we will move on to question number 23. And I will take your question on cells. Yes? What is the correct sequence of organs in the male reproductive system for transport of sperms? Testis, vas deferens, urethra, testis, ureter, urethra, testis, urethra, ureter, testis, vas deferens, ureter. This is easy.
200.
Yes. मैम आपने उस बायो
Come on.
Oh, I'm really sorry, Purvi, about that ice cream wala question. Because Purvi is saying that because of that one question, her rank fell a little. It's okay, you can pick up now.
Staircase.
Kids, what happened? See, in your term 2 exam, if you look at it, the questions are focused on the last 3 chapters because many of you have term 2 ka syllabus, right? Now, you have male reproductive system and then you have the excretory system also. So let me quickly draw the excretory system because you guys have got confused with what is urethra, ureter and everything. Now in males, we know that the sperms are produced in the testis, right? So we know that sperms are produced in the testis and we know that from here they are transported through the sperm duct, which is vas deferens, also known as sperm duct, which means immediately your options B and C should get eliminated. Now from the vas deferens, where will it go? It will loop over the bladder, right? It will loop over the bladder and eventually join the urethra. So in this case, we see that it will join the urethra, which is a slightly longer tube when compared to what we see in females, because you know that the urethra extends into the male external genitalia, that is the penis, right? So in this case, the correct sequence is A, not B. What is ureter? Ureter is the tube which is bringing urine from kidney to the urinary bladder. Don't get confused with urethra and ureter. We have learned this. So students, I hope now you are clear for many of you who went wrong in the second part, right? And okay. So ma'am, 2 questions, I think one for me and one for you, which they've been asking is, one is what are cells? They are basic unit of lives that make up our body, right? So they're small, just like how we need bricks to make up the house. We have cells that make our body and all living organisms. And ma'am, I think they're asking about electrolysis of water also for quite some time.
So beta, when we pass electricity through water, so with the help of that electricity, we are decomposing water, and water को decompose करके what will we get? We'll get hydrogen and we'll get oxygen. So that is electrolysis of water. Okay.
Okay. Oh, it's now you're asking copper also. Copper ka is electro. Sorry ma'am.
So you take any of the compound that you're taking. If you're taking it and passing electricity through it, then of course it is going to break, it is going to decompose. So don't just take copper. Tell me the compound that you're taking for it, okay?
Yes. So you asked Saurabh sir all this electroplating and all that. I think you learn about it even in your higher grades. I remember from.
Yeah, this will eventually come in grade 10.
Yeah. Okay. So ma'am, I think this is your question.
Choose the incorrect statement from the following. Okay, a good fuel is one which is readily available, which produces a large amount of heat, which leaves behind many undesirable substances, which burns easily in air at a moderate rate. So basically just choose the one which is incorrect, and I think for this question, if you're in grade 6, grade 7, grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, any of these grades, you will get the answer right for sure. Just make sure that you're reading the question correctly. And time is going to be up really soon. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Most of you could figure out. Beta, good fuel is one which is readily available. ये तो सही statement है ना. अच्छे से हमको आराम से easily मिल रहा है वो fuel. It's a good fuel. Accessible fuel है. Good fuel is one that produces large amount of heat. Yes, that's why we are saying it's a good fuel, because it's giving us so much of heat. ठीक है. Good fuel is one that burns easily in air at moderate rate. Yes, we want the fuel to burn easily. This is also absolutely true. What is not true, which is incorrect statement, that is option C, that it's leaving behind many undesirable substances. Any good fuel will not pollute the environment much. Okay, if we are saying that many undesirable substances are being released, that means it's not a good fuel. So we are shifting to CNG because it leaves lesser, impurities, lesser pollutants, or hydrogen, or solar energy for that matter. So you have to pick the incorrect statement. Chalo, let's move on to the biology question.
But before that, we have one more. Okay, so I think we have. See, early in the beginning, we didn't show you any leaderboard. Now we will only show you leaderboard. So, ma'am, would you want to take this leaderboard?
Orion, very good. You're still there at the top. Purvi, Aditya Raj again. Gungun, Mustaq Ali, Ritvik, Sanatan, Aarti, Meher. Very well done. And rest of you, you still have a chance. We have a couple of questions to go, so buck up. Let's do it. Okay.
So question number 25, students, see last 5 questions, aram se we'll be able to do it. So let's pick up the pace, and of course in the meanwhile all of you hit the like button. We should have 300 likes. So before we show you the final leaderboard and who's made it to the top 10, we need to have 300 likes on this video. So with that, question number 25 on your screens now. So the question is, select the correct statement related to the gland that is shown in the image. Yes? So identify the gland first and then tell me the function. Produces thyroxine hormone, produces hormones that regulates your stress. It is a mixed gland, or it is responsible for development of facial hair in males. Now this is a good question because these are the type of questions you will get in exam also.
Meanwhile, I'll quickly take Sanjit's doubt, beta. You're talking about electrolytic refining of copper. Okay. There, of course, anode mud will be produced. When we are refining a metal, we are trying to purify it, no? So, the impurities you'll notice, they are coming just below the anode and we call it as anode mud. Okay.
Okay, well done all of you. 131 of you got it correctly. Okay, first and foremost, can you tell me what was the gland shown in the image? Have you all identified the gland that was there in the image? Yes? Name of the gland. This is a dash gland which is located on top of the kidneys, and we see that there are a pair of them. So based on this, this is nothing but the, very good, it is the adrenal gland. Now what does adrenal gland do? Adrenal gland produces adrenaline. What does adrenaline do? It is responsible for regulating our body during stressful situations, or I would say whenever we have feelings of anxiety, or whenever we are feeling nervous, scared, fear, whatever it is, our adrenaline kicks in, right? So it stimulates a fight or flight response in our body. Now, does it produce thyroxine? No, that is a thyroid gland that does it, which is located in the neck region. Is it a mixed gland? What is a mixed gland? Which produces enzymes as well as hormones, behaves as exocrine and endocrine gland. That is your pancreas, not this case. It is responsible for development of facial hair in males. We know that that is the testis, which produces testosterone. So, correct answer is option B. Okay. Kidney, no. See, kidney does not save us from anything, but rather whenever you encounter stress or when you feel nervous, right? What are the things that happen in your body? Your heart beats fast. Now, for example, if I suddenly call and I tell you, okay, ghar se you take one, like this in front of 500 people, you go live on YouTube and you have to speak. So obviously in the beginning we get a little nervous, right? So many people are watching us. We feel like our heart is racing. We have to breathe, our breathing becomes more heavy. We breathe faster. There's a lot of, blood rushing through all of our body. So our body does not know that this is what is happening. But like at a very basic level, it is preparing our body whether, okay, do you want to face it or do you want to run away from it? Just before we write exam also, what we feel, no? That is regulated by adrenaline. Okay. So, ma'am, over to you. I got very carried away with teaching adrenal gland.
Chaliye, let's have the chemistry question on screen. Let's see what the question says. The calorific value of an ideal fuel is generally what? Moderate, 0, very low, very high. So they are saying it's an ideal fuel. So ideally, what should be the calorific value of a fuel that's way too perfect? What do you think? Should be moderate, 0, very low, or very high? Now, to answer this question, you need to know what exactly is calorific value. आपको कैलोरीफिक वैल्यू पता होना चाहिए कि then only you can figure out in case of ideal fuel what's going to happen. Okay, I think for this one even the chart is correct. Chalo, let's see. And yes, Sanjit, beta, when you have, let's say when you've extracted a metal from the ore, after you extract the metal from the ore, it still has some impurities. So you need to purify that particular metal as well. So wahan pe we make use of refining, okay? 149 of you could figure out that the correct answer is very high. See how much heat is produced. That is what is calorific value is, है ना? कितना heat produce हो रहा है when we are, let's say, when we are burning 1 kilogram or 1 unit of a particular fuel. If more and more heat is produced, it's more and more ideal for us, no? So it has to be very high. We want कि कम quantity में हम burn करें fuel को, बहुत ज़्यादा heat हमें मिल जाए. So there you go. Option D is the correct answer.
Awesome.
I won't say moving on to the next bio question because it might be a leaderboard also. No?
Oh yeah. Oh no, it is moving on to the next bio question.
Question number 27.
Jaldi se, everybody, we'll pick up the pace now and let's have a look. Refer to the flow chart given below. Oh, I may have to draw this flow chart. And select the correct statement regarding P, Q, R. This is a Olympiad level question which can come in the examination. I'm going to take a screenshot because I may have to draw this later. Go through this flow chart and let me know. Yes? Everybody, very quickly, give us the answers. Class 7th, we will do it at 8 o'clock. Kids, what happened? Ansh, I'll answer your question in just some time. Let me finish this. 68 of you got confused. Now, to be honest, the easy one that you need to know, right? What happened here? So first and foremost, it says that it is a method of irrigation. You know, I have only taught you this question, which is why I remember this. So first and foremost, it is a method of irrigation. If it is yes, then we see that it is a traditional method, right? So it is a traditional method. Now, if it is no, that means if it is not a traditional method, what will it be? It will be a modern method, right? So the answer, then R is a modern method. Now here it is telling R could be Rahat. Is R Rahat a modern method? No. Is R Dhekli? Dhekli is also a traditional method, so no. Could R be chain pump? R is again a modern method, so no. Which is why in this case, the most logical thing, you don't even need to solve for the rest of it. First part, if you read a little bit, you will get the correct answer, that R is drip irrigation. See, you guys are not paying attention to the question. You want to give the answer jaldi se, right? Yes. You're all in a hurry to give the answer and you don't want to read the question. Then next time when we come with PPT, because we see this, we'll be like, okay, that means you need more time, we'll come with PPT. That time you will spam, ma'am, Menti. We want Menti, hashtag vote for Menti, or you will be like, boycott the session till Menti comes, and you do all this dharna. Instead, you pay attention when we bring such classes for all of you. Don't be in one hurry. Okay. So with that, we will move on to the chemistry question.
Alright everyone, question number 28. Which of the following is not a component of a fire triangle? Come on, graded students. You don't even need, I think you don't even need options for that. You can figure that out easily. Nitrogen, oxygen, fuel, heat. What is not a component of a fire triangle? 5 seconds is what you require to answer this one. Not more than that.
I remember this from Science Studio when ma'am explained us fire triangle.
Yes. 200 plus. Now kids are making this guessing कि 200 plus होगा ही होगा. And time is up. Almost 200. Good. See, nitrogen, it's inert, it's unreactive, it does not support combustion, so it cannot be a part of your fire triangle. You require oxygen for burning. Fuel is the substance that is burning. Of course, it's a part of the fire triangle. And some amount of heat is required. That's the ignition temperature. That's the minimum temperature that's required for a substance to catch fire. Now, below the ignition temperature, below that specified heat, of course, the substance will not catch fire. है ना? So, there you go. These three, oxygen, fuel and heat, they are very much required for combustion, but nitrogen does not support combustion. Alright.
So we'll move on to
Last.
the last bio question, ma'am, and the last chemistry question, and then we have our final leaderboard. So now, yes, jaldi we are going to get to the next question. So let's get started. Bio question, everybody. Let's have a look. Identify P, Q, R from the given figure and select the option that is incorrect to their function. Okay. So P, which produces estrogen, okay. Q, where development of zygote happens. R is where the formation of zygote happens, or Q is production of sperms. Hello Pragya, hello. Thank you so much. Lots of love to all of you. But this is a very easy question. You don't even need to identify PQ. Okay, never mind. I know this is the easiest question ever, right?
So we'll end on a high. 200 plus for both bio and chem.
110, not bad. Kids, how many of you read incorrect as correct? Tell me honestly. I know some misclicks happened. But see, that was a female reproductive system given to you. Which means that even if you didn't read, or you don't even need to bother identifying what is R, P, Q, maybe. But what is the most obvious incorrect statement? It is this. See, me. We have not read that there was incorrect. Yeah. This is where you lose marks even in the exam also. You will come and then you will say, Ma'am, I studied everything, but I still got less marks because we have not read the statement clearly. We have not seen all the options. See, these are silly mistakes we tend to do. So what do you need to do? What is Q? See, P was of course ovary. R was where you have the fallopian tube. Q was the uterus. So PQR ka functions are clearly given. Production of sperms happens in the female reproductive system. Absolutely not. It happens in the testes in males. So correct answer is option D. Read the options. Don't be in a hurry. Okay, so ma'am, over to you. The last question for the day.
Alright everyone, let's make sure that we cross 200 now, okay? This is the last question, and if you've still not hit the like button, jaldi say we will hit the like button and cross 300 there as well. Okay, which of the following is not an example of a fuel? Fuel का example इनमें से कौन सा नहीं है? Wood, petrol, coal, sand. So one option that you can see over here, one substance is such which is not acting as a fuel. You have to identify that substance. There are a lot of knots in the chemistry question to confuse them. And Ishwarya ma'am is being very helpful. She's highlighting so that you don't make that silly mistake. So not highlight ho chuka hai fir se. So I hope now you're reading the question correctly. And don't look at the chat. The chat is misleading to another level right now. Very good, very good. We couldn't cross 200 but 189, good enough. Sand आपका non-combustible substance है, वो burn नहीं करेगा. Rest all of these, wood, petrol, coal. Fuel क्या है? It's a substance that is going to burn, right? So wood हम burn कर सकते हैं, petrol flammable है, coal को हम burn करते हैं. तो ये तीनों जो हैं, they can act as fuel and give us some heat or energy. But sand जो है, in fact sand is used to, in a way, stop fire from spreading. So, it's non-combustible. So, well done, well done. And I think it's time to load the final leaderboard. Finally.
Yes. And ma'am, I think we did end on a very good high, 189. So that's a good high.
That's a good high.
Okay, so let's have a look at the last leaderboard for the day and let's see which 10 of you are the lucky ones winning the exciting surprise offer from all of us. So ma'am, would you like to take it?
Ma'am, you will have to take it because I cannot see it from here now. I think वो थोड़ा सा.
Oh, okay. So we have Orion who's got 26,565 points, followed by Aditya Raj on second and third place. Then we have Purvi on the fourth place, followed by Gungun, Ritvik, Raj, Shreya, Sanatan and Mustaq Ali. So well done all of you. Super proud of all of you for taking a part in today's Menti quiz. And of course, with this we come to the end of the class. So ma'am, how about in the comments we asked them how much they've got out of 30? Maybe how much out in chemistry and how much in bio?
Yes, so do let us know in the comment section what's your score out of 30. See, this Menti session was planned in a way to refine your preparation, to make sure that, revision is on track. So the ones who are there on the leaderboard, very well done. But if you're not there on the leaderboard, don't be disheartened. You still have chances. You still have chances to improve your scores and perform better during any of the exams that are going to come now. So keep working hard and do let us know your score in the comment section.
So thank you so much everybody for staying with us till the very end. Let us know. You guys have some interesting suggestions, lot more questions, lot of more doubts. Let us know everything in the comments. We will definitely get back to you. So thank you so much everybody for staying with us till the very end. We are hoping to see you all very soon. Up until then, students, take care. Lots of love from both of us. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.